Because of the fact that the machine controller can also be used as a standard MIDI device, it can be perfectly used to control other NI software such as Traktor Pro. For this case, we've provided a template for the machine controller and a MIDI mapping for the Traktor software to get both working seamlessly. So first of all, you need to load the Traktor template into the NI controller editor. If the Traktor template isn't loaded into your personal template list, you can easily append it by clicking Edit, Append, and then selecting Traktor Pro from the factory templates. Now start Traktor and open the preferences. Choose MIDI Setup and make sure that the machine controller inputs and outputs are activated. Then go to Import and select the machine MIDI mapping located in the MIDI Mappings folder inside the Traktor application directory. Now Traktor and the machine controller are set up to work together, so let's start our DJ set. Use the Record and Erase buttons to scroll through your collection. When you found a track you want to play, load it into Deck A by pressing the left arrow above the Record button, and load another track into Deck B by selecting it and pressing the right arrow above the Erase button. Let's look at the playback functions. The machine controller has a huge 16 pads section. In the Traktor mapping, this section is split vertically into two sections corresponding to the two decks in Traktor. Start playback on Deck A by pressing the lower left button of the left pads section. The two buttons above give you different playback options like Cue and Cue Play. Now we want to set a 4-bar loop on Deck A, so turn the volume knob until the selected loop size is set to 4. To set the loop with a selected length, hit the upper right button of the pad section of Deck A. To select the loop length of Deck B, use the knob labeled Swing. But there's also another way to set a 4-bar loop. The upper right button of each section will automatically set a loop with a length of 4 bars. To get the mix going, we want to start the track in Deck B, but in sync with Deck A. To activate sync for Deck B, you just need to hit the lower right pad of the button section for Deck B. Now press play on Deck B using the lower left button. If the track is not 100% tight, you can pitch bend the track using the two buttons underneath the loop buttons. Let's apply some of Traktor's effects. The effect selectors for Deck A are the group buttons A and B, and for B, the effect selectors are group buttons C and D. Each machine display can be seen as one of the effect slots, so the 4 knobs and buttons are equal to the knobs and buttons in the Traktor GUI. To select an effect from a slot, press and hold the F1 button and twist the corresponding effects knob. To tweak the effects, just use the knobs and buttons representing the effect slots. The 8 pads for each deck can also be used to trigger the 8 storable hot cues per deck. To switch the controller to hot cue mode, just press the F2 button. The button row next to the pads should now be illuminated. This is an indicator that you are now in hot cue control mode. Each pad corresponds to one hot cue stored in the currently playing track. Just hit one of the pads to start rearranging your tracks.